welcome. I'm Natalie. Let's talk about money. So, you've been seeing, of course, all the headlines about the new tariffs and about Trump's Liberation Day. I did a video that must have been yesterday about that. And so now, in the back of our minds, we're kind of wondering what that actually means to our wallets. So, I'm going to basically just talk about it. I am not a financial advisor. I don't have any licenses in anything financially related. My only degree is in management and, whatever. So I'm not responsible if you do something crazy, okay? And I also am not going to give advice that I wouldn't follow myself or research in order to follow myself. So keep that in mind. Can you hear my dog? She grabbed her toy as soon as I started recording and is now crunching on the little toy that has the little, sounds like plastic or something on the inside. And she won't stop. Oh, now you stop because you heard me talking about you? Try to continue. So today I'm basically just going to dive into the expected price increases from the latest round of tariffs and how they could really affect everyday items that we all purchase and what you can do to try to prepare and save during this somewhat difficult time, I guess it's going to be. I don't know. Obviously, nothing has changed yet, but the tariffs are supposedly in place today. So we'll see what countries are, how they're reacting. Some of them have already said that this is unbelievable and we're out of control and all the things. They don't say it that way, of course. That's just my interpretation. So first is, what are tariffs? Because they run around talking about stuff and people don't know what it means and don't have any clue. So just real quick, the Oxford Language Dictionary describes tariffs as a tax or duty to be paid on a particular class of imports or exports. So that's what the Oxford Language Dictionary says, okay? So I Googled that. I Google everything because I got to check my facts. And so that's what Oxford Language says. Now, so basically all that means is that there's taxes, extra taxes that are placed on imported goods. So when a country like, for example, the U.S. imposes a tariff on items from another country like China, if we put a 30% tariff on China, that means when China brings their goods to the United States, they have to pay a 30% tax. It's like a tax on that item, okay? So naturally, that's going to raise the cost for companies because they're paying 30% more to get it here in order to be able to sell it. So usually what that's going to mean is that company is going to put that increased cost on us as consumers, because how else are they going to make money other than raising the cost for everyone so that it's kind of balanced out between the company owners and the buyers of the items? That's just logical. And so you and I end up paying more because the company had to pay more. So that's what happens when an import goes into place, is that company or that country where the goods are coming from, whatever tariff they have, that's what's charged to them to bring their products to us. And then what's really being targeted. So Trump went through a list of all sorts of things. Obviously, the one that was pushed the hardest and talked about the most was the car tariff of 25% for every foreign vehicle that comes into the country. And I don't know if it's been modified yet today. There's so many news articles. It's hard to keep track of. But there's lots of other areas that not everyone is thinking about. Some people are extreme. Oh, everything's going to be more expensive. We're all going to die. It's going to be a huge recession. It's going to be the Great Depression, the second Great Depression. Other people are like, it's not going to affect me. I don't need to buy a new car. Everything's fine. And we have to think more in the middle, because we're not all going to die and we're not all going to not pay more. We are going to pay more. It's just a fact of life. And how much more is what we don't know yet, okay? But basically everything from electronics to appliances, solar panels, clean energy tech, steel and aluminum products, select food imports. I know that Trump had talked with Mexico last month and did some fixing there because we do get a lot of vegetables from Mexico. But still, there's all these other products that people maybe aren't thinking about. So even if you're not directly buying these items, the prices increase still can trickle down to other sectors like, construction, transportation, food delivery. I mean, it can spread throughout the economy. And that's, I think, the fear for most people, most economists too, is that these tariff costs are going to spread throughout the economy, not just on specific items, not just brand new cars, but it's going to trickle through everything else because we have now general tariffs like what we pay when we send our products to other countries. We pay general tariffs, which make our products more expensive to bring to other countries. So in theory, if we just left our own products in our own country, we'd be better. But we don't have enough people to buy all the products that we make. So anyway, that's just me going off on a tangent. Sorry. So I'm going to go through a few numbers that I was looking at. This is still brand new. So can we really put any weight on any numbers that are being provided right now? This is a brand new idea, not a brand new idea, but a brand new tariff that is put into place. And so we do not know the results yet. We just don't. So here's the estimates. So we're guessing about electronics, maybe about 10%. Vehicles, obviously, up to 25% because that's the general tariff is 25%. Appliances, maybe somewhere around 8 to 10%. Steel-based goods like tools and grills and canned foods, anywhere from 5 to 15%. So everything can be touched. Now, of course, again, these are estimates. These aren't actual factual numbers. And the final impact really depends on how much companies decide to absorb the cost themselves versus pass it on to us as consumers. Obviously, in order for companies to stay alive and stay in business, they do have to sell products. If we don't buy products, they can't sell them. So they will go out of business. So it is important that they keep the prices reasonable, but also they have to make money in order to keep making the products. So it's it's always a give and take, always. And so the tariffs are something that Trump actually did in his first term, and it is something that is old school as well. This isn't a brand new idea that Trump came up with by any means. But the U.S. government says it's about protecting domestic industries and pushing back against unfair trade practices, particularly with countries like China. And there was another one. Vietnam, I think, charges us like 80% or something on scooters or motorcycles or some such thing. And so, it's really just protecting our domestic industries. That's what they're saying anyway. So there's also a push to encourage more American-made production in key industries like tech, clean energy, auto manufacturing, basically all the manufacturing. Trump or this administration would like to see now in our country instead of us buying the products in other countries. So that's the idea. Now, what does this actually mean for you? So you're going to notice higher prices. That's a given. Everyone is saying that. We know that. So when you're shopping for a new phone or replacing your car battery or, grabbing your favorite cheeses from Italy. Do they make cheese in Italy like that? I don't know. But if you're buying your favorite foreign cheeses or snacks, you're going to see price increases. It is what it is. That's what's going to happen. And so if you're in industries like construction or logistics or retail, your costs could go up as well. So these are just, that's just what's going to happen. There's no reason to continue to cry about it because we know it's going to happen. So like the whole fear mongering thing is like, I'm done with that. Like we know the prices are going to go up. It is what it is. So move on, move forward. Maybe that means you need to get a different job. Maybe you need to, enhance your career to make more money. Who knows? But just get over the crying about it, okay? Because it's going to happen. What you can do is you can only control your own house. You can't control the prices at the grocery store. You can't control the tariff amount. You can't do that. What you can do is you can control what you're spending and what you're paying for. So if you have a $200 grocery budget this week and you go to the grocery store and everything is $1 more, you know that you're going to have to cut some items out. It's just about budgeting and making smart moves so that you don't have to dramatically change your lifestyle. Now, if you're already living paycheck to paycheck and struggling every moment of your life, that's a different problem. That has nothing to do with tariffs. That has something to do with whatever it is that's going on in your life, in your household. And that's what you need to change. You should be budgeting so that you know how much you're spending and you can control how much you're spending. When I'm looking at my budget and I'm too close to the edge, like, oh, I don't like those numbers, I have to make changes. So what does that mean? That means maybe I don't spend any money on Amazon. Oh, or maybe I lower my grocery budget because I don't need to eat 18 times a day, which I don't, but if I did. So there's changes you can make. So that's my first smart move is to budget and then adjust your budget as often as needed. Because if you need to change your budget from today to tomorrow, just do it. You just have to make sure that you're keeping track and know where your money is going. And some people are recommending buying the bigger ticket items right now, like sooner rather than later if possible. Now, obviously, if you're able to pay cash for everything, that is always going to be best because then you're not going to have to continue to make payments. The more payments you build up, the tighter your budget is going to be. I promise you. Don't I always say that? I promise you. I promise you. So don't try to make payments. I mean, don't buy stuff so that you have to make payments. Buy stuff with your hard-earned money that you go to work for every day. Don't finance stuff. And maybe take a look at some refurbished items or secondhand items. You know, eBay is big on this. I'm a big eBay fan, y'all know. There's plenty of thrift stores in every town, in every city. There's consignment stores as well. And this isn't stuff like that's, 25 cents. This can be nice items, especially on eBay. You can buy new and nice items on eBay at a discount. So keep other options in mind. Don't just think Amazon. There's all kinds of different places you can buy clothes from and electronics and goods. Food is really the only thing you do have to go to a grocery store. But consider Aldi or some other cost savers or something like that. There's many grocery stores that are a little bit less expensive than the standard. So look at those. And then as these tariffs come into play, look for products that are made in the USA. So look for an alternative to what you would normally buy that's made in China. Look for the alternative that's made in the USA because perhaps it'll be less expensive. And then also, if you are buying anything big like solar panels or vehicles or whatever, think about tax credits because the tax credits do give you a little boost on tax season and allow you to pay less in taxes. So that's something to think about. And then also track price trends. So there are apps that you can actually see when prices are going up and down. If you track that and you kind of will get an idea of when to buy something because you've been tracking it for 2 weeks and you know it's going to go up in price or whatever, that can help you save a few dollars. Remember, it takes 100 $1 bills to make $100. So you need each of those $1 in order to make the $100. Okay? So don't think just because it's only $1, it doesn't matter. Every dollar matters. Okay? So some of the apps that do this price tracking are Honey, Camel, Google Shopping. There's one that's based off the Microsoft site. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But there are these tracking apps that you can look into and figure out, when's the best time to buy this or that or the other thing. Okay? So, in closing, tariffs can feel overwhelming and political. And this is kind of where we're at right now. We're still in that very political stage. And so half of the political world is all upset in an uproar talking about how we're all going to die. Not literally, but, it's dramatic. And the other half is just the opposite. Oh, everything's perfect. Oh, we're going to be so rich and everything's going to be great. And again, we just need to be middle ground. Just be middle ground. It's not going to be horrible. It's not going to be great. Maybe it'll be great in 5 years or 3 years or whatever. It's not going to be great today. It's not going to be great probably this year. Think about that. Remember that. So hopefully this breakdown helps just a little bit to help you, get prepared or start to be prepared or be more prepared. And as usual, I'm going to ask that you invest in yourself today so that you can make a difference for others tomorrow. And also make sure to hit the like button, hit the big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. And I want you to leave a comment because I want you to tell me or tell us, because, whoever is reading the comments, what's one thing you're keeping an eye on price-wise this year that you're going to buy? Are you going to buy a new car? Did you plan on buying a new car before this tariff talk started? Are you planning on buying a new home? Are you planning on buying a new couch? Like, what is it that you're afraid might skyrocket in price and make you not buy the item that you're wanting to buy? So leave that comment down below. And, of course, subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great one.